Steve Bannon and Megyn Kelly discuss legacy media consolidation of power. Wow, a bunch of media companies are buying up other companies. I mean, we're seeing it with Disney and ABC, and all these other companies are consolidating power. They're buying up all these companies. And a lot of people is worried about it. That's why Theodore Roosevelt, back in the day, he was the trust buster. He went in and broke up these big corporations and stuff like that, antitrust and all of that. Is that what we're going to be happening soon to us? I don't know. But let's hear what Steve Bannon and Megyn Kelly has to say about this consolidation of power. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There's a link to my Patreon. That's where I'll talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, let's get right to the clip here. Here we go.
There is a piece, Mark Halperin on his show called attention to this, and it was a great point. It was something I didn't know. You mentioned Ellison. So they're taking over CBS News and maybe bringing in Barry Weiss to try to be like a non-woke voice of reason in there, overseeing editorial. That would be
and they're pissed. They're pissed about CBS bringing them in because that goes to show that they are biased. They know they're biased, and they don't want anyone to come in to change that bias that they have. They love spewing that leftist propaganda, the mainstream media.
Step definitely in the right direction. Then there's a possibility that there was some talk about Ellison possibly even buying CNN and doing the same thing there. So this guy, Dan Pfeiffer, who used to work for Obama, he's part of the Pod Save America guys. He has a Substack, and Mark Halperin was writing about it and talking about it. And on this guy's Substack, this is a former Obama guy. He's worried. He's pearl clutching over there about the fact that now you have, possibly a de-wokeifier at CBS, potentially in the future at CNN. And on top of all that, you've got Trump trying to save TikTok in a way that would wrest it from Chinese control and possibly make it more reasonable. And God forbid, even more open-minded to conservatives, because right now it is a far left site. And and
they can't have that. They can't have that open communication because they know if they hear what conservatives really believe, they know that we're not racist. They know that we're not phobes and all these other things that leftists, these labels that leftists give us. They know they will find out that none of that stuff is true. And I've been booted from TikTok for like the second time. I don't know why. I don't know what did I say that's so controversial where I would get the boot from TikTok. But I had a TikTok for a little bit. Posting little shorts and posting little clips there. Some of my YouTube clips I would post over there. For some reason, I don't know. They booted me, and they never tell you why. But it has to be because of my opinions, my conservative opinions. There's no place for that on TikTok. It's crazy to me.
Very worried about that, Stephen. He writes as follows. Well, the MAGA right is on the verge of controlling the vast majority of the American media ecosystem. There are exceptions, but much of the corporate press is now too loyal to or too afraid of Trump to act as a true check on power. Yes, what would that be like to have an entire media controlled by the same party that controls the White House and acting as a bunch of sycophants in service of him? I mean, like the obtuse statement, like the cluelessness of this.
Very obtuse.
It absolutely is because of what they've done for decade after decade after decade. That being said, I'm a hardcore neo-Brandeisian. I'm a huge believer in Lena Khan and what the FCC, the FTC, what these antitrust really fire breathers and Trump's Justice Department trying to break up Google, trying to break up Facebook. I actually am quite concerned. I am concerned and Larry Ellison is a great guy. Oracle's done a great job what they're doing, but to know that they're trying to buy Warner Brothers immediately after closing a quite difficult transaction, they're trying to buy Warner Brothers and CNN is, I think it has to be questioned. And then on top of it, TikTok. Remember, what we want to have is a system of actual free market capitalism. We don't have that today. The United States has corporatism.
Yep.
Our model, the Chinese communists, the Chinese did not become liberal Democrats, liberal free market Democrats. They became, in the broadest sense, we became more like their model, state capitalism, or what I call corporatism, and the concentration of power. And you see this every day. The one thing I tell people is different than the first administration, right? The second is that we have the greatest concentration of power under Biden in media, on Wall Street, and big pharma, and big medical, and the big tech oligarchs, in the defense industry. Though that power in Washington, trying to have regulatory merger, right, is something that we as MAGA and a populist nationalist movement have to be worried about all the time. And so I love the fact that conservatives are now coming, and we're giving them a little taste of what they've had for years and loved it, and the reason they're suppressing it. But
that sounds like spare me the, it would be so hard if the other party controlled media while they control the White House. Welcome to our world. We've been living like this for 50 years.
Facts. We have been. They have been controlling all of that stuff. Look no further than Big Pharma and the revolving door with the FDA. I mean, that's what we're talking about that's what Steve Bannon is talking about when he's talking about corporatism or the cortocracy. That's what he's talking about. Wow. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time. Peace.